In 2023, according to the latest numbers, there were nearly 134,000 reported victims of human trafficking in the United States. A shocking number for sure. But maybe more concerning, none of those victims were listed from Idaho, at least according to the federal government. For a crime that involves tens of millions across the globe, how is it that the gem state is untouched? Well, it's not, according to the Idaho Anti-Trafficking Coalition. With January being Human Trafficking Prevention Month, Aspen Shumpert spoke with the agency about the underreporting and underfunding in Idaho.
From forced labor to sexual exploitation, human trafficking remains one of the world's most pervasive crimes.
I know so many people who find this to be such an important topic, and it's always a big question, how do I get involved?
The Idaho Anti-Trafficking Coalition is using Human Trafficking Prevention Month to raise awareness and increase support for victims of a crime the group says is underidentified and underreported in Idaho.
In 2023, the federal data report came out, and then recognizing that Idaho had 0 federal cases for human trafficking, and that's a huge concern. 0 cases of federal cases of human trafficking doesn't mean the crime isn't here. It just means that it's a complex issue.
Jennifer Zielinski says their nonprofit organization alone served 227 victims and survivors in 2024, a nearly 25% increase from the year before.
Those numbers tell you that we're not addressing this issue enough, and that there's so many more individuals out there who just haven't been able to come forward.
The coalition relies on donations and state grants to provide resources to support victims.
All of the things that we provide here in our resource room is because of the community.
But this year, Zielinski says the group lost $237,000 in state funding, making it harder to help those who need it.
There's been a huge impact on our ability to expand, especially. And so if there is a capacity, that means that our organization is forced to turn people away.
While bringing more awareness is important, they know increasing community support is critical to the organization's survival.
This is an effort that isn't going away. It's a crime that isn't going away. And if that means that we're having to piecemeal our programs together, and we have to be diligent in expanding our efforts of receiving donors and donations, then we're going to continue to do that.
To learn more about their campaign, you can visit the coalition's website, idahoatc.org. And increasing awareness about human trafficking also means getting in front of lawmakers, Zielinski says, which is what they plan to do this Friday. Of course, Medicaid expansion is another topic that we expect to hear during the legislative session, which is going to impact organizations like Idaho Anti-Trafficking Coalition, because the survivors and victims that use their resources also use Medicaid to get services like counseling or substance abuse services. So it's kind of this full circle of they want to be a part of that conversation as well.
Well, I can only imagine being recognized, though, would get you at least some of that federal money as well. So how does that get changed? She said it was complicated, but I would think that has to be addressed, too.
Yeah, and we talked a little more about that today as well. And she said, there's a lot of logistics that need to figure out, and is a complex situation that requires additional conversations.
Yeah, just reporting it and then actually being labeled as such, they're not the exact same thing. I get that. All right. Thank you very much, Aspen.